And time to hit the intro. And we will only be doing round one because we are not going to do all rounds, or we will be here all night. Time to share my screen, pull up PFF,
And no
and let's do
trades,
this. Yep, no
I
trades,
believe.
nothing happening. Chiefs aren't going to snag someone. Sorry, guys. All right. So, time to start the draft. So, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to draft Jeremiah. No, they're drafting Mendoza. If they don't draft Mendoza, I will go nuts. That we've been saying this since December, and a Kirk Cousins signing's not changing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be Fernando Mendoza.
If only he'd be there in person, because I can't see him in person because his family. Oh well. But yes, we will have the Raiders take Mendoza. Oh, the Jets. This one I feel
The
like kind of
Jets.
I feel like it's kind of consensus too. I've been looking at a couple of mock drafts. I think Mel Kiper had another edge rusher that wasn't Reese that could have possibly went there. Maybe like a Bailey or a Bain possibly. But I think the Jets could use Reese. With
Yeah,
there's no quarterbacks or receivers right now that are like top worthy, which they need the most. So I think Reese is kind of the clear pick. He was so good last year for Ohio State, such a stud. I feel like he'd be a perfect fit for the Jets.
yeah. Ruben Bain has been falling because of he similar to Jalen Carter. He had a racing kind of incident thing, so
Yeah.
um, he's been falling. There's talk of well, anyway. So I don't think he's gonna go this high. So yeah, I think Reese is the second pick here as well.
And if we're wrong, well, we're sorry. Oh, the Cardinals. There's plenty of live rushers they could go with, but because of Bain falling, I think Bailey is what they're gonna go more for. A dude that doesn't
I
get
would
in
agree.
trouble.
Because they're not going to take a quarterback at this point. I think they should at some point in the draft, but not here. I could see them taking a tackle as well potentially, but I think
Yeah, but tackles really, yeah, they kind of come later in the first round this year.
yeah, and it's not like they're desperately needing it. So I think
Yeah,
of all the players, I think David Bailey. I could see maybe Sonny Styles because I mean
he might
they
be the
could
best
use
overall
offensive.
defender in the draft outside of Reese, Sonny. But
Because I mean, I don't know how much the Cardinals draft like the best overall player versus their needs. I think they have a pretty fair outlook either way they go. But I know that a lot of Ohio State players are mocked early, so I'm fine with either Sonny Styles or David Bailey.
well, I'm going David Bailey because I'm in charge
All
of
right.
this. The Titans. eh, for some reason I was hearing rumors that they don't want Love anymore, that he's gonna slide. I think they'd be ridiculous not to pick Love. They
Yeah,
desperately
this
need a
is
running back like him. They have to get him.
yeah. Even just take some pressure off of Cam Ward, I think it'd be good. I mean, would a tackle be better? Yes, but Jeremiah Love is a very good prospect, so I think they're taking Love here.
Yeah, they'd be hard remiss to draft him. This is interesting because again, the Giants have two top 10 picks. I mean, because they have the 10th pick, I could see them waiting to take a receiver until then, like a Tate or a Lemon. So, yeah, they could be leaning more towards a Styles. I could see that to add to their defense, especially with Lawrence being gone. I feel like that just might add more to like we need pass rushers. Let's get Styles.
Yeah, I think it's either going to be Styles or Caleb Downs here. Uh, but I think, yeah, Styles is rated higher. It
Get
depends on what
used
they
to
think.
the
But
get used to the words Ohio State in this top 10, as annoying as it
yeah,
is to hear that, because they got themselves a defense and some receivers too.
well,
Yeah,
not anymore.
I'm gonna go with Styles. The Browns, man, I feel like Tate's the pick here for them. They got nothing at receiver, man. Like Jerry Judy is like only good when he's with Jameis Winston, but Jameis ain't there anymore. And I feel like if Deshaun Watson's coming back, which I think he is, He needs something. Their defense is fine. Their offense is what needs help the most. So I think passing up on Tate would be pretty bad if the Browns did that.
Yeah, they're not taking quarterback here, no matter what PFF says. But yeah, and then looking at, I mean, I think if there's a higher tackle, I could see them taking that, but I think they're going to probably take the wide receiver of Tate.
I mean, maybe Malagoa. That'd be the only other guy I'd maybe see them getting. But I'm going to go with Tate.
Yeah.
Clear consensus best receiver of the draft. This one's interesting because the Commanders might have begged for Love to fall to them, but he hasn't. So this one's a little more interesting on what could they do. Would they reach for a guy like Lemon? Will they lean more defense? I don't know. I'm gonna get your opinion first, Quinn, and who you think they'll get.
I mean, at this point in the draft, I feel like the best available player is going to be Caleb Downs. They need help on their defense because their defense is kind of old. Their defense was terrible last year, so I think they kind of have to go defense here because Jeremiah Love is gone. I could see them taking receiver, but I think they're going to wait a little longer. You can get good receivers in the second round, so I feel like it's going to be Downs, maybe Ruben Bain, but I don't know if they're going to spring for him with his issues.
Yeah, I feel like Bain would be a stretch because of his issues. I feel like Lemon would be a bit of a stretch. So I would agree. The Giants would be devastated because I feel like they would really want him at 10. But sorry, Giants.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of other safeties available, so we'll go with Downs. The Saints. Yeah. Man, this one.
The Saints.
This one I'm back and forth on too. Just because, but I did say they needed the most help at receiver, so I could see them going for Lemon and giving.
I like Lemon.
I just think he might fit.
Yeah, Jordan Tyson, number 19, has been flying up draft boards. He had,
I know,
like a solo workout. Yeah. So I don't know if he goes
fell
this
in love with
early.
the workout.
Yeah. So like 20 teams, crazy. But yeah, I think it's going to wide receiver here. It's probably Malachi Lemon, but don't be surprised if it ends up being Jordan Tyson in the draft.
We'll go Lemon just because of the projection, but
Yeah,
it's close. Chiefs, you're not supposed to be up here. Boy, is this weird. I think they go Bain. I bet they try to trade up to get someone, maybe. I feel like Sonny Styles is calling their name. I feel like they want to trade up to get him, but hopefully no one will be stupid and fall for that. So I think they get Bain here. They get a rusher.
Yeah, I agree. I
theirs
think
are
they
getting
take the
old.
risk of Bain. Yeah, and Bain, I don't think Bain scares them with his issues.
Yeah,
I
we
think
know the
they'll take
Chiefs
him.
don't care about players and personal issues, so I think Bain will be just fine to share a locker
Yeah.
room with Rashee Rice.
Funny enough,
What?
if he does go at 9, the Eagles took Jalen Carter at 9 before. Both guys fall down in 9th pick. Crazy. Anyway, the Giants.
Giants, I'd say Thieneman, the safety. I feel like they could really use safety help pretty badly. And he's definitely the best one available and one of the only ones available in the first round. So I think he'd be a fit for them.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind tackle, but they need guard more than tackle. So I think Dylan is fine from Oregon.
And speaking of tackle, I think that's what Miami is going to do. I think they're going to get Malagoa to protect their newly signed quarterback. I just think it makes sense. I mean, Miami I think they're exactly. It fits. It's his home college. And plus two, Miami's just one of those teams where I feel like they could just use anything. They could draft anybody and they'll be okay with it. But I think Malagoa to Miami just makes sense.
Yeah, it's the rebuild. I'm good with that.
On to the Cowboys. Well, anything defense, I would probably have to go with. I could see either Delane or McCoy, to be honest. Would probably be my two favorites. I'm back and forth too if who would be better, Delane or McCoy, as like a pick for them. I'd maybe just because of the ranking, and because of the competition, Delane played a little bit tougher competition than McCoy did. But
Yeah,
it'd be a coin flip, but a cornerback because, yeah, they need
definitely. Yeah, I'm good with Delane.
it. LSU, baby. The Rams, first round pick? Excuse
Yeah,
me? Okay.
that's not
Now I
allowed.
did say they need a receiver, but maybe a guy like Allen from Georgia maybe would be a good fit too because defense was more of their weakness. But Tyson would be a pretty good fit for them too. So I'm kind of back and forth between those two, to be honest. Maybe a tackle too, maybe like a Freeling or Fanu if they're worried about protecting Stafford. They could really kind of go. They're kind of one of the more unpredictable picks to me because they could really go anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're less likely to take a wide receiver because I mean, Puka Nacua is very talented. Mental capacity concerns, absolutely.
Yeah,
Monte Adams is there too. I don't remember how long his deal is for. Maybe another year. So I do kind of like the tackle because I mean that's going to be solidifying O line. Stafford isn't getting any younger, so protecting your quarterback is important. Eventually, when they get a new guy, having a good line would be great. Um, but yeah, I don't
yeah.
mind the Allen pick either.
I think for me, I'm gonna lean more tackle. I think I'm gonna lean towards a Fanu or a Freeling, kind of a coin flip. Maybe because of the SEC competition, I'll go Freeling to there. But basically, I think looking at it, they'll probably just try to protect Stafford. But this is where I think Jordan Tyson will probably most likely end up. I think he's a Raven. They can't
Yeah,
just have Zay Flowers out there and be it. Lamar needs help. I think Tyson's a good fit for them,
I
considering
like the pick.
how he jumped up draft boards. I think it just makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Tampa. I know I said they need a defense, but Sadiq I think would be a pretty good fit for them. So I could see him going either way. I could maybe see them getting maybe an Allen, maybe a Messidor if they really want to reach for that. But Sadiq might be maybe just the best fit in terms of highest ranked player.
Yeah, because I mean, I could see them go with the Penn State guard. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name. My apologies.
He's who I
Um,
want.
yeah, and like 16, but it feels a little low for what they're doing. I think Sadiq is the really exciting prospect. I don't know if they're gonna pass on him, even if there's like a tackle. They don't really need tackle. I mean, you can kind of do what you want there, but I think Sadiq's the interesting one. They just lost Mike Evans. Their new wide
They
receiver
need
was good. He got
weapons.
hurt. Yeah, so I think Sadiq is a reasonable choice here.
So forget everything I said when I mentioned the NFC South needs because that went all the crap. Anyway, on to the Jets, who again
This is
we had them take Reese, so they got their linebacker.
yeah, this is the pick from the Sauce Gardner trade.
Indy. Yeah, Sauce
Yeah,
Gardner. That worked out so well for Indy.
yeah. So yeah, the Jets need about everything because they're the Jets.
Oh
In
yeah.
case you forgot. Honestly, I could see them taking tackle or guard. It's not interesting or exciting, but it's a building the trenches kind of pick, and it works well. But I could also see them taking like McCoy because they a cornerback is of all of the needs that the Jets have, cornerback is one of the ones that PFF
I'm gonna
needs.
go. I'm
So
gonna go with McCoy. They had no interceptions last year. I
that's
just
true.
proved right there that they need a corner. So I'm gonna go with McCoy.
I like it.
On to the Lions. I think if Fanu falls a little bit, I feel like
Yeah,
it just makes
this is the
sense.
spot. Yeah.
Easy and done. On to the Vikings. And they need rushers, like Quinn said. So, gotta take your pick from Allen, maybe to Messidor. Probably one of those two. Maybe Falk from Auburn. He was really good last year as well. But some type of rusher they could really need. Or maybe even McNeil Warren. Nothing wrong with some safety help.
Yeah. I'm kind of inclined to choose Allen here. I mean, Georgia's turned out some
Yeah.
pretty good players over the years. Teams know that, and
It's
I mean,
Georgia and defense, man. Listen to Quinn and his Eagles. Georgia and defense is good as long as they stay out of
yeah,
legal trouble.
yeah,
On to the Panthers again. We got Bryce Young his protection pieces, so they don't need a guy like Ione. So this one, maybe, I don't know, man. Kind of take your pick, to be honest, on what they need most. Maybe they'll go with the best player in the draft. It's kind of a coin flip on what they need the most.
I mean, they do need defensive line. Edge isn't quite defensive line, but it never hurts to go after the pass rusher. For the guys available, like you said, they don't really need guard. Safety isn't really a big thing. So I could see them going best player available for what they need, and that's Messidor.
I think so too, unless they really want to reach and get like McDonald that's be the best defensive interior. But Messidor took Miami to the championship game for a reason, so yeah, I'd go with them. Cowboys again in the Micah Parsons deal. Can they take advantage of this deal? Who knows? But they need defense, period. So they already got a corner. We'll see. Maybe McNeil Ward. Maybe they could use some safety help. Honestly, another kind of take your pick best defensive player available to me for the Cowboys to get.
Yeah, I mean, I could see them going after Falk because, like that's kind of appealing
To
for
replace
them.
Micah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they take the safety from Toledo. He's good, but I don't know if that would scare them, the Cowboys, of taking a guy from Toledo.
Yeah.
I mean, they saw how it worked out for the Eagles, but I
Jerry.
don't know if they'd do that.
Yeah, Jerry Jones
I
is
can't-
scared of the Mac.
Yeah. So I could see
I
them
want to
taking
draft
Paul.
them Mac schools.
Yeah, get out of here, North.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. They're going to maybe try to replace Micah Parsons, which they shouldn't have gotten rid of. This one is easy for me. I'm not sure if Ione's going to fall to the Steelers. Do not draft Ty Simpson, or I will murder all the Rudy family. Take the guard from Penn State. I don't know if he'll fall this far, but in the perfect world, he's the easy consensus pick.
Yeah, I think that's very reasonable.
Penn State Steelers just makes sense.
Yeah.
On to the Chargers. Cooper might be a good fit there. They need receiver depth really badly.
Yeah.
I mean, they
I
could
think
really
that's reasonable.
use. I mean, they need. There's not a lot of guards available. That might be their biggest need because look at that wild card game and how bad Justin Herbert got beat up. But receiver depth might be the most important. So I feel like Cooper Jr. fits. He made an incredible catch for Indiana to win that championship game. That one-hander, that was highlight reel worthy stuff. All right, Quinn, your team. They took Cooper away from you, and you need a receiver because A.J. Brown's gone.
To be honest,
They're gonna be
I think here we need a safety, and I do like Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I mean, combine him with his old teammate, Quintanamo Bay.
No, the two Toledo guys. You were in love with
two
Georgia, now you're in
Toledo
love
guys.
with Toledo boy. You know what? We're gonna
Yeah,
pair
I
you
mean,
up. Let's pair the two
if the
Toledo
shoe fits,
guys.
why not, right?
Toledo does carry out good defense too. It's crazy. Cleveland again from their trade with the Jags. To again, like take your pick. Probably Blake Miller to protect Deshaun Watson. I think makes the most sense since we already got them their receiver. I love that it says needs quarterback, but it'd be funny if somehow they drafted like Ty Simpson or someone. I would laugh if they're like, we just hate all our quarterbacks in our quarterback room. We need to draft Simpson. But no, I think Miller's just kind of the fit there. They need interior tackles bad.
Yeah.
Proctor, too, I think could be a good pick, too. Him and Miller kind of neck and neck, but I'll go Miller here for this sake. On to the Bears. This just feels like an easy kind of just rusher, like a McDonald. I just feel like easy fit. Ohio State defensive rusher just feels like it fits.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it would be Terrell, cornerback, or Howell, but I think I'm good with McDonald.
Yeah. On to the Bills. Pretty much they need defense. We said that before. They just need any defense. I could see them probably just taking the best guy. Howell, Parker, maybe Terrell, maybe if they want to like get more depth on the cornerbacks because they get injured every year. I could see them just flat out taking the best defender, period.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point in the draft, it's kind of like, who is the best left? They don't really need...
True.
A cornerback probably wouldn't hurt, but...
Yeah, I think probably like a Howell would be a bigger need for them, rush-wise, because that was one of their big struggles last year, so I'll go with him. On to the Niners. I think Proctor's a pretty good pick for them. Kind of the replacement, or just like the guy that Williams could mentor. I feel like Proctor's kind of a slam dunk pick for them.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick as well.
On to the Texans, and dear God, they need linemen bad, and I'm not even going to pronounce his last name, but from Arizona State. They'd probably be upset. They probably really want Proctor. They probably really want a guy like him, but take the next best guy. CJ needs protection bad.
Yeah.
On to the Chiefs
The
again.
Chiefs!
Oh, gosh.
Cornerback. I mean,
yeah, I think Terrell.
Foles. Yeah.
We're kind of having it line up perfectly for them, which is hilarious, because who knows in real life that's actually going to happen. But yeah, Terrell just seems like the fit. We need McDuffie's got to be replaced. On to Miami.
Waddle picks. I mean, could they take Denzel Boston to replace?
I kind of like Casey
Waddle?
Conception more than Boston. I don't know. I kind of like his talent a little more. He's kind of under the radar a little bit. It's tough. I do think they're gonna go receiver though, because of the Waddle trade. They need help. We had them getting linemen. Now we're gonna get them some receiver help. So I'm gonna go Conception here. That's kind of a bold pick. It might be Boston. He might be ranked better, but I think his potential. I like Conception's better. He's been talked about a lot. On to the Patriots. I mean, did you watch the Super Bowl? They need help. But I will say I could see them maybe getting a Banks first. And then maybe getting some tackle help later. As much as they need linemen, I think Banks could probably be a good fit for them.
Yeah. No linemen are quite here yet. You have to drop down like 6 picks in the second round for tackle. I think Banks is the best bit here because they do need linemen or defensive linemen.
All right, on to the Super Bowl champ Seahawks. No running backs are available. TJ Parker seems like TJ Parker seems like the pick. Oh, look at that! Well, that was perfect timing with the song ending and the draft.
Yeah.
So, please don't copyright us, NFL. But here is our first round mock draft from PFF. And we'll post it too on social media to see how horribly inaccurate we are when Mendoza doesn't get picked first overall.